The night spills blue across the floor. Your keys don't hang here anymore. I still look up when headlights pass, like you might change your mind at last. Your cup still chipped beside the sink. I let the water run, don't think. If I keep still, if I don't move, maybe I won't feel the truth. We didn't shatter, we just thinned, like paper wearing in the wind. After you, silence fills every room. Echoes of always turn into soon. I'm talking to shadows, they don't reply. I'm learning the way of a quiet goodbye. If love was a fire, it's ash on the floor. After you, silence and nothing more. Your name still lights up on my phone, a ghost of what I can't outgrow. I almost call, I almost try, but almost never changes why. The mirror shows a tired face, a man who couldn't keep his place. I trace the cracks along the wall, like they might hold me if I fall. I thought time would dull the ache, but time just makes it clear. After you, silence sleeps in my chest, a hollow heartbeat that won't let me rest. I keep the curtains open wide, like hope might wander back inside. But hope feels thin and nights feel long and everything feels wrong. And it was a promise I couldn't restore. After you, silence and nothing more. Maybe we were meant to fade, like daylight into dark. Maybe I just held too tight to a fragile spark. If you ever miss me when the world gets cold, just know I'm here with a heart you still hold. After you, silence calls out your name through empty hallways that sound the same. I trade my pride for one more chance to fix the break in our last dance. But love slips through like sand in my hand. After you, silence is all that stands. After you, only quiet remains. After you, just echoes of your name.
Here's your very slow tempo, slow, sad, emotional pop song. Minimal, intimate, almost whispered. Like 5862 BPM. Title between every breath, every second falls too slow. Your side of the bed stays untouched, but I still leave it open. There's a quiet hanging in the air, like something left unsaid. I replay our last goodbye on an endless thread. If silence had a heartbeat, it would sound like this, breaking in the spaces of the things we miss. Between every breath I take, there's a memory of you in the pause before I speak. In everything I do, I'm learning how to live with a love I can't undo. Between every breath I take, there's still you. I don't turn the lights on much. The dark feels more honest now. Shadows don't pretend to stay, they just fade out. Your name still lingers on my lips, like a prayer I can't release. I say I'm letting go, but I don't mean it. If time was meant to heal me, why does it move so slow? Why does every lonely night still feel like home? Between every breath I take, there's a piece of yesterday in the quiet of my chest, where your echo stays. I'm trying to move forward, but my heart won't choose. Between every breath I take, there's still you. Maybe love doesn't disappear, maybe it just changes shape, turns into a softer ache that never fades away. And maybe I'll carry this longer than I should. Between every breath I take, you're the air I'm breathing through. Every fragile step I make still circles back to you. I'm standing in the silence with nothing left to prove. Between every breath I take, there's still you. And in the space between inhale and exhale, you're there. Midnight leaning on my chest, window open, no more rest. Your side of the bed still cold, but I feel your ghost in the folds. Street lights flicker soft and pale, like every promise we let fail. I trace the outline of your shape in the silence that you left. I Never said how deep you ran through every fragile part of me. Now all that's left inside my hands is what we used to be. I heard where you once held, where your heartbeat fell against my skin so close. Now it's just an echo. I loved you without a song, built my world around every word you never spelled. Now I heard where you once held. Soft piano in the dark, playing back the quiet spark. Warmth is drifting through the air like you're almost standing there. I kept my feelings tucked away, thought love would find its way, but silence has a heavy cost. And now I'm counting what we lost. You were slipping through my hands like water I couldn't keep. I stayed longer than I should, loving you in too deep. I heard where you once held, where your whispers fell into the hollow of my throat. Now they barely float. I gave you all of me, every hidden key, every truth I never yelled. Now I heard where you once held. If I had spoken louder, would you have stayed? If I had fought harder, would we have changed? Or were we breaking slowly, long before the end? Two quiet hearts pretending we didn't feel the bend. I heard where you once held, but I loved you well, even when it burned, even when I fell. I was brave in my own way, even if I never said all the words I meant to tell. Now I heard where you once held. Late night sky, faded blue, every lonely road leads to you. Some loves don't scream farewell, they leave you where they once held. Midnight resting on your skin, soft blue light, the quiet within. Your eyes were oceans, dark and deep, full of secrets you couldn't keep. I traced the fractures in your smile, stayed through every breaking mile. You were a puzzle missing parts, I held the edges of your heart. You never asked me to stay strong, but I knew when something was wrong. I loved you in the in-between, in every crack I'd ever seen. I loved you in pieces, every shattered part, every scar you tried to hide, every guarded heart. I didn't need you perfect, I just needed you close. But loving you in fragments is what hurt the most. Soft piano in the rain, every note repeats your name. Warm since I'm in low and slow, like a truth we didn't show. You would fate inside yourself. Put your pain up on a shelf, and I will quietly rearrange all my world to take the weight. I spoke in silence, you in walls. I caught you every time you'd fall, but somewhere in the quiet dark, I was losing who we are. I loved you in pieces, in the shadows of your doubt. When you couldn't love yourself, I was the one reaching out. I gave you all my patience, all my fragile hope, but loving you in fragments left me learning how to cope. If love was ever meant to save, why did it make me brave? Only when I had to break for every promise you couldn't make. I carried both our hearts at once, believing love was enough. But you can't heal someone who doesn't want your touch. I loved you in pieces, but I broke in whole, trying to fix the damage that was never mine to hold. Now I'm gathering the fragments of who I used to be. I love you in pieces, but I forgot to love me. Late night air, a softer truth. I gave my everything to you. Some loves don't end in anger, they end when you choose you. Gave you all the pieces, the ones I didn't show, the quiet scars I carry, the secrets no one knows. I held you in the darkness, I let you see my flaws. I trusted you with my heart, and I believed in us. I thought love was fearless, I thought love was true, but love can feel like leaving when it's taken from you. I trusted you with my heart, and you let it fall apart. Every word, every promise faded in the dark. I thought we'd be forever, but forever didn't start. I trusted you with my heart, and you broke it in parts. I traced your every silence, hoped it wasn't the end. I carried all your distance like it was just pretend. I try to fill the spaces where your love should have been. I gave you everything and lost myself within. I told myself it's not the end, that hearts can mend I'm learning to stand again, to trust myself again. I trusted you with my heart, but I hold it stronger now. Our love, I feel all now without needing you somehow. The pain will fade, the nights will heal, and I'll find who I am. I trusted you with my heart, but now I'm taking it back again. The quiet night reminds me I survived loving you. There's a quiet in the living room where your laughter used to bloom, dust dancing in the light like it's holding you tonight. Your coffee cup still on the shelf, I haven't moved a single thing. Like if I freeze this fragile world, you might walk back in. I loved you more than I could say, in all the small unnoticed ways. Now silence is the only sound filling up this hollow ground. It's the space you left behind in the corners of my mind, in the bed, in the air. You're everywhere, not there. I held you deep inside my chest, gave you more than I confess. Now every room reminds me of the space you left behind. Soft piano through the dark, playing pieces of my heart. Warm tunes wrap around my skin, like a memory settling in. I spoke in touches, not in words, hoping somehow you would heard that I was yours without defense. Even in your distance, you were drifting out of view while I was holding on to you. Two quiet souls misaligned, losing love in slow rewind. It's the space you left behind, in the echo of your name, in the pauses of my breath, when nothing feels the same. I loved you past my pride, past the tears I tried to hide. Now all I have to find is the space you left behind. If love was louder than my fear, maybe you'd still be here. But I kept everything inside, let the moment slide. I thought my heart was understood without explaining what it could. But silence can't erase the strongest love we make. It's the space you left behind that's breaking me tonight. Where your arms once felt like home, now there's only night. I gave you every fragile part, every beat of my heart. Now I'm learning how to live with the space you left behind. They leave an open space inside. We were golden in the low light, dancing slow in kitchen tiles. Your head resting on my shoulder, like we had forever's time. There were cracks beneath the surface, tiny fractures in the dark. We were smiling through the silence, while it pulled us both apart. We didn't scream, we didn't fight, just slowly fading out of sight, like two shadows losing shape in the quiet of a heartbreak. It was the way we fell apart, not a fire, just a spark, going out without a sound, while love was still around. I was holding on to you while you were slipping through. We didn't crash, we didn't start. It was the way we fell apart. Soft piano, midnight rain, every drop repeats your name. Your sweater folded on the chair, like you're almost still here. I kept loving you in whispers, in the spaces left between. Every "I'll be fine" you said wasn't what it seemed. You were drifting, I stood still, loving you against your will. We were close but miles away, watching something good decay. It was the way we fell apart, two quiet breaking hearts. No goodbye, slam the door, just less of us than before. I was memorizing you while you were letting go. We didn't shatter in the dark. It was the way we fell apart. If I'd said what I felt inside, would it have changed the tide? Or were we already gone by the time we knew something was wrong? I loved you deep and I loved you slow, more than I could ever show. But silence has a heavy cost, and that's how we got lost. It was the way we fell apart, a quiet aching heart, two souls too scared to speak, two hearts too tired to keep. I still feel you in my arms, in the echo of the dark. We didn't break, we shattered sparks. It was the way we fell apart. Now the night hums low and blue, every memory leads to you. Some loves don't end with scars, they fade like distant stars. Curtains barely move tonight, like even the wind gave up. Your side of the bed is cold and wide, and I still wake up reaching for your touch. There's a glass with your lipstick stain fading on the kitchen sink. I tell myself I'm doing fine, but I can't even sleep. Every room still says your name in echoes I can't escape. There's a shadow in my chest where the light used to be. Every heartbeat feels heavier without you next to me. I'm holding on to fragments of what we used to see. Now all that's left is darkness where the light used to be. I scroll through old conversations like they're proof we were alive. Every forever that we promised now feels like a lie. I tried to pack your memory in boxes I could hide, but you keep spilling through the cracks no matter how I try. I'm learning how to breathe again in air that feels too thin. There's a shadow in my chest where the light used to be. Every quiet moment still sounds like you and me. I'm dancing with the silence in this empty apartment scene. Now all that's left is darkness where the light used to be. If love just fades like photographs, why does it burn so bright? Why does your goodbye still haunt my nights? I'd give anything to feel your heartbeat next to mine. There's a shadow in my chest where the light used to be. Every dream I try to chase still brings me back to we. I'm letting go so slowly, but it's tearing me, 'cause all that's left is darkness where the light used to be. And I'm still standing here in the dark where the light used to be. The night is breathing slow again, neon bleeding through the blinds. Your echo lingers in my chest like you never left my mind. We were quiet as the rain, falling softly, no parade. You never knew how deep I fell in the silence where we stayed. I was careful with my heart, built my walls like works of art, but you walked in without a sound and every defense fell down. You were my weakest moment, the softest part of me. Every time you looked my way, I forgot how strong to be. I gave you all my hidden scars, every fragile piece. I called it love, I called it trust, but you were my sweetest weakness. Subtle piano in the dark, playing what we couldn't start. Warm says wrap around the truth. I was brave of loving you. You were fighting your own war, closing windows, locking that's already torn apart. You were my weakest moment, but you were also mine. The only place I felt undone, the only honest time. Now I'm standing in the dark, learning how to breathe. You were my deepest fall and my hardest thing to leave. The night hums low, your memory lingers like warmth that fades from fingertips. Some loves don't come to conquer, they come to teach you what you risk. The room is quiet, but my mind is loud. Every corner holds your ghost somehow. Your laughter lingers in the dark, your shadow lives inside my heart. Trace the moments we once knew, every smile, every I love you. I try to breathe, I try to sleep, but your memory doesn't let me. I tell myself the nights will end, that time will help me mend. But every star that lights the sky just reminds me you're not mine. Your memory keeps me awake, every heartbeat feels like ache. I replay the words you never said, I talk to ghosts inside my head. I try to let go, but it's too late. Your memory keeps me awake. I walk the streets we used to know, every shadow whispers your echo. I see you in reflections passing by, in strangers' eyes I see your sky. I kept your love in every song, hoping it would help me move along. But some loves never really fade, they linger soft, they linger great. I tell myself I'll survive, that one day I'll feel alive. But every night the dark reminds of the love I left behind. Your memory keeps me awake, every heartbeat feels like ache. I replay the words you never said, I talk to ghosts inside my head. I try to let go, but it's too late. Your memory keeps me awake. If love is only measured by what it leaves behind, and then I'll hold your memory like it's stitched into my mind. I don't hate you for leaving, I just mourn the way you stay. Every thought, every sigh, every night, every day. I breathe, I fight to sleep, but your memory lingers deep. Your memory keeps me awake, like a song that won't let go. I try to live, I try to move, but your shadow still flows. I know someday I'll heal and the nights won't ache, but tonight your memory keeps me awake. The moon fades slowly, but I still feel you here. The city sleeps, but I'm awake, tracing memories I can't erase. Your shadow lingers in the room, filling every corner with your name. I whisper dreams I never told. I hoped you'd catch them in your hands, but you were gone before I knew, before I could understand. I kept the nights alive, even when my heart was tired. I thought if I gave you everything, you'd stay. I gave you all my nights, every lonely hour, every silent fight. I gave you my heart in pieces and prayed it made you see the light. I counted every heartbeat, every time I stayed away. I gave you all my nights, and I don't know what I'd take back. I learned your patterns, your fears, the way you vanished when you cried. I held on while you drifted away, while pretending I was fine. I lit candles for your laughter. I wrote letters you never read. I gave you everything I had and slept alone instead. I told open for your heart. I'm learning how to sleep again. I gave you all my nights, but now I'm taking back my time. I love myself a little stronger and let my heart realign. The nights were mine to give, but the mornings are for me. I gave you all my nights. Now I'm learning to be free. The moon fades softly, and I finally close my eyes. I learned your moves like seasons, knew the storms before they came. I bent my days around your nights, forgot my own name. I told myself this is what love is, putting someone else first. I didn't see the warning till it started to hurt. I gave you all my patience, every piece I had. I call it understanding, but it was everything I am. I loved you more than me, more than my own breath. I stayed quiet through the hurting, so you wouldn't feel the mess. I thought that the big things that undo me, not the nights I'm all alone. It's the coffee getting cold at the table we once owned, your name in someone else's laughter, your song in passing cars. I don't miss you in the dark, I miss you where the light is. I thought time would teach my heart how to move along, but it whispers you back to me when I'm not being strong. I miss you in small moments that don't mean much at all, like reaching for my phone, knowing you won't call. I'm fine most of the time now, I've learned to let you go, but I miss you in the small moments, and they hit me the most. I walk past places we never named, but somehow still feel ours. I smile through conversations, then fall apart in my car. I don't cry like I used to, I don't beg, I don't pretend, but every now and then you slip through the cracks again. I don't want you back anymore, that's the honest truth. I just miss the way my life felt quieter with you. I miss you in small moments, in the space beside my sleep, in the way my jacket still smells like the nights we couldn't keep. I've made peace with the ending, I know how the story goes, but I miss you in small moments when I'm doing fine alone. Missing you is only pain, I'd leave it far behind, but sometimes it feels gentle, like you're just crossing my mind. I don't stay there very long, I don't let it pull me in, I just breathe and let it pass, like a memory in the wind. I'm okay, just human. I miss you in small moments, but they don't own my heart, they're just echoes of a love that played its part. I'm not broken, I'm not lost, I've learned how to cope. I miss you in small moments, but I live in the home. It's funny how healing feels, so quiet. saw the signs in your eyes, but I told myself they'd fade. Every warning felt like fear, so I chose to stay. You said love wasn't easy, I said neither am I. I held on to your promises like they wouldn't lie. I kept calling it patience, calling pain a test. I thought love meant bleeding if you loved your best. I stayed when I should have run, when my heart knew better. I held on to what we were, not what we'd become. You pulled away little by little, I followed every step. I stayed when I should have run, and I don't know why I stayed. You learned how to disappear without leaving the room. I learned how to beg in silence just to feel close to you. I wore your coat like a coat, told myself I was warm, I was fighting for us. You were already gone. I kept believing love was something you survived, but love shouldn't feel like losing pieces just to stay alive. I stayed when I should have run, when your touch felt hollow. I chased the fading fire into tomorrow. You let me hold the ashes, called it fate. I stayed when I should have run, paid for every day. If I could talk to who I was, I'd tell him don't be brave, don't confuse fear of being alone with something worth the pain. Love isn't proving how much you can take, it's knowing when to leave. I learned that too late. I stayed when I should have run, but I'm running now. I don't carry your weight anymore. I'm putting it down. You were a lesson dressed as forever, a beautiful mistake. I stayed when I should have run. Now I'm choosing me. Some doors don't slam shut, they close while you're still inside. I still feel you leaving. The room is empty, but your shadow stays. try to let go, but it lingers. It lingers. I still feel you leaving, like a tide I can't fight, like a song that keeps playing in the silence of night. I know someday it'll fade. I learned how to be, but tonight I still feel you leaving, and it's a part of me. The moon rises slowly, and your shadow slips away. For now, you left without breaking anything. Just closed the door real slow, like you didn't want the moment to ever really show. Your footsteps faded down the drive, but they stayed inside my head. I swear the house still holds its breath, like you're not done being said. I thought goodbye was just a word you say and then it's gone. Didn't know it could take root and keep growing on. You're the goodbye that lives in me long after you left this town. You show up in the quiet hours when the sun goes down. I've learned how to smile, how to breathe, but some things don't let you be. Yeah, you're the goodbye that lives in me. And I see you in the changing seasons, the way the leaves let go. Every fall feels like rehearsal for a loss I already know. I tried to bury all the memories under new names, new days, but they bloom like wildflowers in the cracks. I couldn't pave, I carried on like I was fine, like healing's just a switch. But love don't leave a clean cut, it leaves a permanent stitch. You're the goodbye that lives in me, in every almost everything, in the way I still look back sometimes just to lose you again. I've moved on in ways I can, but now I'm completely free. Yeah, you're the goodbye that lives in me. If love's a river, you're the bend I never saw in time. I kept floating toward forever, you stepped out of mine. The moon still asked about you like it didn't get the news. Some endings don't stop hurting, they just learn how to bruise. I don't miss the way you left, I miss who I was before. You're the goodbye that lives in me, but I'm learning how to stay with the parts of me you couldn't love and not give them away. I'll carry you like a scar, not open. 'Cause Whatever sounds tired, it's not the song, it's the truth. Some goodbyes never leave you, they just learn how to move. We met in the fading night. Your laughter filled the air. I thought I could hold forever in the hands that weren't there. Every moment felt endless, like the stars would never fall. I didn't see the ending till silence said it all. I kept believing in tomorrow, when tomorrow never came. I tried to save your heartbeat while losing my own in vain. You were the love that didn't stay, the fire that burned too bright. I held on to the ashes through the long, lonely nights. I know some hearts are passing, not meant to remain. You were the love that didn't stay, but you still haunt my veins. I walk past the places where your shadow still lingers. I trace the echoes of your voice with trembling fingers. I learned love isn't always the home we want it to be. Sometimes it's just a story that lives quietly in memory. I kept telling myself I'd be fine, that time would wash it away. But I still feel your absence like a ghost I can't betray. You were the love that didn't stay, the spark that left me cold. I tried to hold the moment, but some things can't be told. I know that love is fleeting, and hearts are not always brave. You were the love that didn't stay, and I keep what it gave. If love is only measured by the time that it remains, then ours was short and tragic, but beautiful in pain. I don't hate the ending, I just mourn the start. The love that didn't stay still lives inside my heart. I breathe, I let it go, but it lingers softly. You were the love that didn't stay, but I'm learning to forgive. I'll carry the warmth, even when I live without you by my side, without your hand to sway. You were the love that didn't stay. still hear your name.
The night I lost myself, the city lights were blurry, like my thoughts at 2 a.m. I kept walking past my reflection, didn't recognize the man. Your name was on my tongue, but I swallowed every word. I was screaming in the silence, hoping no one heard. I tried to hold us together with hands already numb. I was losing every part of me just to keep you close. It was the night I lost myself, trying not to lose you. I begged every truth I had just to make it through. I crossed lines I never would. I became someone else. Yeah, it was the night I lost myself. I wore your doubt like armor, called it love, called it fate. I waited on your feelings while mine were running late. You needed room to breathe, I needed you to stay. Somewhere in the waiting, I faded away. I told myself it's temporary, that you'd come around, but hope can feel like drowning when it's pulling you down. It was the night I lost myself, standing in your shadow. I gave up who I used to be just to follow. I thought love meant sacrifice, I didn't know it meant my hell. Yeah, it was the night I lost myself. If love is meant to feel like home, why did I feel so alone? I was breaking in slow motion, you were already gone. I don't blame you for leaving, I just wish I had to. Before I forgot my name, trying to be enough for you. I found the pieces in the dark. It was the night I lost myself, but it's not how I am. I'm learning how to recognize my reflection again. I don't chase what hurts me, I don't beg for help. I survived the night
like a change of weather, warm wind and pouring rain. Every touch felt like a warning, every kiss like it might stay. I stood there in the open, thought I could outrun the cold, but you don't chase a hurricane, you just get pulled and whole. You said love's not meant to be saved. I believe that was true. I didn't know surviving would mean losing me to you. Your love was a storm, beautiful, wild and loud. It lit up all my darkest nights, then burned the whole house down. I called it passion, called it fate, but it tore me apart. Your love was a storm, and I let it wreck my heart. I learned the sound of footsteps, we're already walking away. I learned how silence screams when there's nothing left to say. You needed chaos to feel alive, I needed peace to breathe. Somewhere between the thunder, you stopped choosing me. I kept standing in the rain just to prove I was strong, but strength don't mean staying when you know it's wrong. Your love was a storm, I danced in the debris. I thought if I held on tighter, you'd come down for me. I tried to be your shelter, but you chased the dark. Your love was a storm, and I mistook it for my heart. If love is meant to feel like home, then why was I afraid? I mistook the lightning for something meant to stay. You don't miss the thunder when the sky turns blue. You miss the person you were before it all broke you. The clouds are finally clearing now. Your love was a storm, but I'm still standing here. I don't flinch at heavy skies, I don't run from fear. You were never my forever, just a season, just a spark. Your love was a storm, and I survived the dark. The rain stopped falling, and I learned how to breathe again. passed away. Every glance you gave felt far away. I stayed hoping you'd find the words to stay. The laughter left, the nights grew long. I held your shadow where I didn't belong. I thought love meant patience. I thought love meant pain. But some hearts leave quietly, and some tears fall in vain. Your silence broke me first, before your words could hurt. I learned how to fall while you were already gone. Every empty space you left echoed louder than your touch. Your silence broke me first, and I still feel too much. I counted every second you looked away. I memorized the quiet that made you stay. I built my world around your absence, hoping love could be my defense. But the nights whispered truths I couldn't see, that I lost myself quietly. Endlessly, I kept calling it waiting. I kept calling it care. But loving someone who's not there is a burden too hard to bear. Your silence broke me first, before your words could hurt. I carried the emptiness, left you left without a sound. Every touch I missed, every thought unspoken. Your silence broke me first, and left my heart broken. If love is measured in presence, then I failed in the dark. I loved you with everything while you stayed apart. I don't hate you, I just feel the spaces you left behind. I'll heal, I'll breathe, I'll move on, but your silence stays in my mind. I'm learning to speak my own heart.